You've got £100 to invest, so you start researching. What's the best index fund? FTSE 100 or S&P 500? Should I buy Tesla or crypto? What about an ISA? What about platform fees? What if I pick the wrong thing? Weeks or even months go by and you're reading articles, watching videos, and your money is still sat in your account doing nothing. And that's the real problem. At £100, your biggest risk isn't picking the wrong investment. It's delaying your start. So in this video, I'm giving you a starter setup you can implement in minutes. And I'll show you why simplicity beats optimization at this stage. Now, I think it's useful to understand why we overthink that initial investing decision. Part of it is rational. Investing is new, it involves real risk and real money, so of course you want to get it right. But there's also something psychological happening. There's a weird thing our brains do when investing for the first time. You treat £100 like it's a life decision. Like once you click buy, that's it, forever. So you research and research and research. So the fear of wasting £100 on the wrong fund, well, it paralyzes you. Combine that with perfectionism. I need to understand everything before I start. I need to make sure I'm picking the absolute best option. But here's the truth. You're optimizing for a decision that is marginal at this point. Let's say you outperform the market by 3%. On £100, that's £3 extra. And that's not to say where you invest isn't important, but it is to say being overwhelmed with too many options often means we pick none. At the start, the key is not just investing £100, it's building the habit. You're becoming someone who invests. And the best first step is the one that makes it easiest to keep going. So let's say I'm starting my investing journey over again. What would I do? At this stage, you're not trying to be super clever. You're trying to be consistent. And that's why with my first £100, I'd use Robo-investing. This is when you invest via a platform that asks you a few questions about your risk level, your financial goals, your time horizon, and you can even pick the sectors, the regions you want your investments to focus on. The platforms then build a diversified portfolio according to your criteria and invest the money for you. They even rebalance the portfolio as markets change, so you're not constantly tinkering. Now, in the UK, that can mean you use Nutmeg or Money Farm or Wealthify. And by the way, I am not affiliated with any of these. I'm just giving you examples so you know what's out there. There are plenty to pick from, but make sure you choose one that's regulated, that has enough options for you, that's transparent on fees, and generally just feels simple to use. But the real advantage Robo-investing has is that when you're new to investing, there is so much to learn. Robo-investing gets you in the market now while you learn and refine later. And by the way, Robo-investing is just one example. The real point is that at £100, only 4 things matter. Number 1, starting. Getting money into the market so time can work for you. The person who invested £100 in a good enough fund 3 months ago, they're already ahead of the person still researching the perfect fund. The best investment strategy is the one you'll actually start. Number 2, diversifying. Spreading your risk will help reduce the possibility of one bad bet blowing you up. Number 3, automating. Setting up regular contributions so this happens without you having to think about it every month. Even £25 a month on payday beats £0 a month with perfect research. Number 4, staying. You'll learn more about investing from doing than reading, but only if you stay invested long enough to experience the ups and downs of the market. Those are the things that are crucial, not perfect allocation, not fund fees. You know, at £100, the difference between a fund fee of 0.2% and 0.1% is 10 pence per year. 10 pence. The goal at £100 isn't to immediately build generational wealth. We need to move in steps. The goal initially is to build the habit. It's to remove the psychological barrier of I'm not an investor. Because once you start, you are an investor. As long as your choice ticks those 4 boxes, starting, diversifying, automating and staying, then it works. Whether that's robo-investing, whether that's a global index fund or something else entirely. And when you have those 4 things right, you have what I call behavioral guardrails. These are systems that protect you from you. They stop you panic selling when markets drop. They prevent you from chasing highs when everyone's euphoric. They remove daily temptation. The best portfolio isn't necessarily the smartest one. It's the one you're not going to sabotage. Now, it's important here to reiterate that we're talking about beginner investors. As your portfolio grows from £100 to £1,000 to £10,000, you're going to learn more. You'll adjust, you'll refine. Maybe you'll realize you want more control and you'll switch from a robo-advisor to picking your own funds. Maybe you'll add other asset classes or other geographies. Maybe you'll consider fees much more. That's completely fine. That's expected even. But at £100, the level and type of optimization your portfolio requires is different. At £100, your portfolio requires momentum, because once you build the habit, scaling becomes easy. But if you never build the habit, nothing scales. So if you're sitting on £100 or £200, £300, waiting to figure out the right way to invest, remember, the right way is a way that gets you started. Pick something simple, something low cost and diversified. Set up an automatic monthly contribution and let compound interest do what it does. Learn as you go. Refine when it actually matters. Your future self won't remember whether your first investment was via Vanguard or iShares, but it'll care about whether you started in 2026 or waited until 2028. Now, if this video helped you get unstuck, please do like and subscribe. There's a lot more to come.